Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny, and realizing that tiny coin is worth $9.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 2021 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be the key to overnight wealth. Now, before you shake your head and say, "Come on, it's just a penny," let me stop you. The U.S. Mint has made mistakes. Rare varieties slip into circulation, and history shows us that collectors pay unimaginable sums for these tiny copper treasures. But here's the thing. Most people will never notice the difference. They'll spend it, toss it in a jar, or worse, throw it away. And that's why I'm here today, because one of those people doesn't have to be you. So let me ask you, would you even recognize a $1 million penny if you saw one sitting in your kitchen drawer? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and why the 2021 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could change your life forever. And hey, if you're like me, you're probably thinking, great, another reason to keep every penny I've ever touched. But trust me, this isn't about hoarding jars of change. It's about spotting the one coin that makes all the difference. Let's dive deeper. The 2021 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is a coin that, on the surface, looks ordinary. But here's the twist. The absence of that tiny mint mark can be the difference between 1 cent and millions of dollars. Now, you might be wondering, how is that even possible? The answer lies in minting errors, rarity, and collector demand. When a coin slips through production with an anomaly, it creates scarcity. And scarcity, as every wealthy collector knows, drives value. Take a look at history. The 1943 copper penny sold for over $1.7 million. The 1974 aluminum penny? Valued at nearly $2 million. These are not isolated cases. And now, the 2021 no-mint mark penny is being valued at $9.7 million in today's collector market. But here's where it gets interesting. Not every no-mint mark penny is worth millions. So how do you know if the one you're holding is the jackpot? Hold that thought, because in a moment, I'll reveal the exact features and conditions you need to look for. The fine details that separate a penny worth millions from one worth, well, just a penny. Quick question. If I handed you two identical pennies, could you spot the difference worth $9.7 million? Don't worry, most people can't until they know what to look for. Reveal and value, Act 3, resolution and call to action. Alright, here's what you need to know. The 2021 no-mint mark Lincoln penny gains its astronomical value from three critical factors. The missing mint mark. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, but certain varieties from 2021 were produced under rare conditions that set them apart. These varieties are so scarce that when they appear, collectors go into bidding wars. Condition is king. A flawless, uncirculated penny can skyrocket in value. If you find one in pristine condition, it could be your golden ticket. Collector demand, right now, the coin market is hotter than ever. Collectors are paying record-breaking sums, and this is where timing becomes everything. Now here's the urgency. Coins like this don't stay hidden forever. Every day, people are cashing in at auctions, while others unknowingly spend their fortune at the grocery store. Which side of history will you be on? Think about it. A coin that most people overlook could be the difference between living paycheck to paycheck or living the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Travel freedom, security for your family, all from one penny. But before you go rummaging through your piggy bank, let me warn you, there's a catch. Not all valuable pennies are from 2021, and some older coins could be worth even more. In my next video, I'll reveal the top 5 Lincoln pennies that are secretly making ordinary Americans millionaires. So here's what you need to do. Check your change tonight, because that small copper coin in your pocket could be your $9.7 million miracle. And remember, the difference between missing out and cashing in is knowing what to look for. And hey, if you do find one, maybe don't spend it on a cup of coffee tomorrow. Unless it's the most expensive coffee in history. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe, drop a comment if you've checked your pennies yet, and share this with someone who might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. Stay inspired, stay alert, and remember, wealth sometimes hides in the smallest places. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny, and realizing it could change your entire life. What if I told you that a simple 2018 Lincoln penny, a coin most people ignore, a coin worth just 1 cent in circulation, has recently shocked collectors and investors with a jaw-dropping market value of $9.6 million? Yes, you heard that correctly, $9.6 million. Now pause for a moment. How many of these 2018 pennies have you touched, spent, or even lost between your couch cushions without a second thought? Scary thought, isn't it? One coin could have been your golden ticket. But here's the real question. How do you know if you're holding one of these fortune-making pennies, or if you've let wealth slip right through your fingers? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and how ordinary people just like you are turning pocket change into life-changing money. Now, before you dismiss this as impossible, let me remind you, every millionaire who struck it rich with coins once thought it was just a hobby until they discovered the truth. And today, I'm going to walk you through the story, the secrets, and the steps that could change the way you look at every penny in your home. Let's rewind. The year is 2018. The U.S. Mint produces billions of Lincoln pennies, the same design most of us have seen since childhood. But here's the twist. An extremely rare printing error created a small handful of coins without a mint mark. To the naked eye, these coins look like every other penny. Brown copper tone, Lincoln's profile, in God we trust. Nothing unusual at first glance. But numismatists, those are professional coin collectors, notice something astonishing. A specific no mint mark version of the 2018 penny that quickly skyrocketed in value. Why? Because rarity drives value. Think about it. Would you rather own a painting printed by the millions, or the single canvas painted by Picasso's hand? Coins operate under the exact same principle, and let's be honest, Picasso probably never drew Lincoln, but if he did, that canvas would be worth more than your house, your neighbor's house, and maybe even your dog's doghouse combined. That's the power of rarity. When supply is low and demand is high, the market value explodes. Now, here's where it gets exciting and a little nerve-wracking. Most Americans toss their 2018 pennies into piggy banks, coffee cans, or simply spent them at the gas station. But a tiny handful of people unknowingly held the key to multi-million-dollar fortunes. Imagine the fear of realizing you spent a $9.6 million penny on a cup of coffee. Painful, isn't it? But how do you tell if the penny in your possession is the million-dollar version, or just an everyday coin? We'll get to that in just a moment. Here's the truth. The 2018 no mint mark Lincoln penny that sold for $9.6 million did so because it was authenticated, verified, and placed in the hands of the right buyer at the right time. Collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for pieces of history they know will never be repeated. So, what does that mean for you? It means every penny, every coin jar, every dusty shoebox in your home could hold a surprise that secures your financial future. Let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny before spending it? Last week? Last month? Or has it been decades? Because here's the wake-up call. The difference between a 1-cent coin and a $9 million coin is simply whether you take the time to check. We live in a world where so many people chase wealth in complicated ways. Stock markets, risky investments, endless hours at jobs they don't love. But imagine if your shortcut to freedom was sitting quietly in your pocket. This isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity, about not overlooking the small things in life that could bring massive rewards. But here's the catch, and the urgency. Time is running out. Every day, coins disappear into circulation, are damaged, or are lost forever. The rare ones only get rarer. Which means if you don't look now, you might never have the chance again. So ask yourself, is the penny in your hand today just another coin? Or is it the key to the wealthy, worry-free life you've always imagined? You'll never know unless you check. This is your moment. Dig out those pennies. Examine every coin. Because history has already proven that one simple Lincoln penny could make you a millionaire overnight. And if you're ready to learn exactly how to sell, where to sell, and how to maximize your coin's value, make sure you watch my next video where I reveal the step-by-step process collectors use to turn coins into cash. Remember, wealth favors the curious. Don't let fortune pass you by. Imagine this for a moment. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sorting through a jar of pennies. You expect to see nothing but loose change worth a cent each. But then, hidden among the pile, you notice something unusual, and before you know it, you've just discovered a single penny that could be worth over $9.5 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But I promise you, it's not only possible, it's happening right now in the United States. And today, we're going to uncover the story of one ordinary 2017 Lincoln penny that's creating millionaires overnight. So let me ask you this. Have you ever checked your change carefully? Or are you still letting fortune slip right through your fingers? Stick with me to the end of this video, because I'm about to show you exactly how one small coin could change your life forever. Let's start at the beginning. The Lincoln penny has been a cornerstone of American currency for more than a century. Millions of them are produced every year. But here's the shocking truth. Not all pennies are created equal. In 2017, something extraordinary happened. While the U.S. Mint produced countless coins with the typical D Mint mark for Denver and others with the standard Philadelphia or San Francisco marks, a tiny batch slipped through the system without any mint mark at all. Now, you might be thinking, come on, how can one missing letter make such a difference? Well, let me put it this way. When an ordinary coin is expected, but something rare, unusual, and almost impossible appears instead, collectors go wild. And when collectors compete, prices skyrocket. This is where the magic happens. That missing mint mark, or sometimes even a misprinted D, has turned a single penny into a jackpot worth $9.5 million. But before we move further, let me ask, what would you even do if you found one? Would you sell it instantly or hold on, hoping the value climbs even higher? Think about that. Now, here's where it gets exciting, and honestly, a little terrifying. Every day, millions of Americans spend pennies without ever realizing the treasure they might be giving away. Think about it. How many times have you emptied your pocket change into a coffee shop tip jar or tossed pennies into a drawer? You might have let go of $1 million fortune without ever knowing it. That's the fear, the silent risk of losing wealth before you even knew you had it. But on the other side, the thrill. The excitement of knowing that any day, any moment, you could stumble across the penny that changes your life. Imagine selling one coin and suddenly having the financial freedom to pay off your mortgage, take that luxury vacation, or finally retire without worry. Quick funny thought. Isn't it crazy that we complain about pennies weighing down our wallets, when in reality, one of them could weigh down our bank account with millions? Collectors and investors across the U.S. are now racing to secure these 2017 error pennies. And let me tell you something powerful. The more awareness spreads, the more competitive the market becomes. That means every single day, the potential value of your coins is increasing. But here's the twist, and the urgency you need to hear. The number of these rare pennies in circulation is shrinking fast. Once they're all found and locked away in private collections, the opportunity is gone forever. So what does this mean for you? Sitting right now in your living room, perhaps with a jar of pennies somewhere nearby. It means you have a choice. You can ignore this, let life roll on, and maybe even hand over a fortune unknowingly to a cashier one day. Or you can take action today, go through your coins, look carefully for those 2017 pennies with no mint mark or unusual D-strikes, and secure your chance at the kind of wealth that only comes once in a lifetime. Because here's the truth. Wealth doesn't always arrive in the form of hard work or long hours. Sometimes it arrives in the palm of your hand, disguised as a single penny. Now, you might be wondering, how exactly can you tell if you've got the real deal? Well, that's what I'm going to reveal in my very next video. We'll go step by step through spotting the difference between ordinary pocket change and a multi-million-dollar coin. So don't walk away yet, because missing that could be the most expensive mistake of your life. Remember, fortunes are not just built in stock markets or real estate. Sometimes they're hidden in plain sight, in the change rattling in your pocket. The only question is, will you take the time to look? If you found this eye-opening, make sure you subscribe, because I'll be revealing even more coins worth millions that you might already own. And leave me a comment below. What's the first thing you'd do if you found a $9.5 million penny? This isn't just about coins. It's about freedom, wealth, and living the life you've always dreamed of. Your journey could start today with just one penny. Imagine this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sorting through a handful of pennies that have been rattling around in an old jar for years. Nothing special, right? But suddenly, your eyes stop. You're holding what looks like an ordinary 2015 penny, no mint mark. Just 1 cent worth almost nothing. But here's the truth. That same coin could be hiding a secret that could make you wealthier than most lottery winners. Yes, I'm talking about a penny with a current market value of $9.4 million. Life-changing money. And the best part? It's still out there in circulation today. And before you ask, no, this isn't a late-night infomercial, and I'm not here to sell you a magic penny detector off Amazon. This is 100% real, and I'll show you exactly why collectors are paying millions for this little copper-colored treasure. Let's rewind for a moment. The Lincoln penny, America's longest-running coin, has been around since 1909. Most people ignore it. It's just a cent, after all. But coin experts, collectors, and wealthy investors know the truth. Mistakes happen at the U.S. Mint. Tiny flaws, rare errors, variants without mint marks. And these so-called mistakes? They turn everyday pennies into million-dollar treasures. Now, here's where things get interesting. In 2015, a small batch of Lincoln pennies slipped through the cracks without a mint mark. Nobody noticed until collectors started realizing how few existed. Today, owning one isn't just a hobby, it's like holding a winning lottery ticket. Emotional trigger, fear, and excitement. Think about this for a second. Right now, thousands of people are tossing away pennies without ever checking them. That jar in your kitchen? The loose change in your car's cup holder? One single penny could be the difference between living paycheck to paycheck or living debt-free, traveling first class, and never worrying about bills again. And here's the scary part. Most of these million-dollar pennies are discovered accidentally. Regular folks, not collectors. Someone just like you finds it while buying groceries or while rolling coins for the bank. The coin looks so ordinary until it doesn't. So how do you actually tell if you're holding one of these 2015 no-mint-mark million-dollar beauties? I'll reveal the key details in just a moment. But first, let me tell you the story of one man who almost threw his fortune away. In Texas, a man was sorting through his pocket change when he noticed a strange penny. He nearly ignored it, thinking it's just a cent. But something caught his eye, no mint mark. Out of curiosity, he took it to a coin shop. That coin was appraised at over $4 million. Imagine if he had just spent it at the gas station. That tiny decision changed his life forever. So ask yourself, how many times have you spent a penny without looking twice? How many fortunes have slipped right through people's fingers without them ever realizing it? All right, let's break it down. Here's what you need to check on your 2015 Lincoln penny. No mint mark. Look just under the year. If there's no letter, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, that's your first clue. Condition: collectors pay the highest amounts for uncirculated, pristine coins. But even a slightly worn coin could still be worth millions. Verification: if you suspect you got one, don't clean it, don't polish it. That could destroy its value. Take it straight to a reputable coin dealer or get it certified by a grading service like. And please, don't post it on eBay for $10 with the caption "rare penny." You'll have collectors laughing all the way to the bank. So, here's the real question. Is there a 2015 penny sitting somewhere in your home right now, just waiting to be discovered? If even one of you checks your change today and finds it, that's a $9.4 million overnight transformation. Don't wait. Don't dismiss those pennies as pocket junk. Every coin has a story, and some carry the power to rewrite your future. Now, what if I told you there's another modern penny, even rarer than this one, hiding in circulation right now? A coin most experts believe could sell for over $12 million. I'll be revealing that coin in my next video, so make sure you don't miss it. Your fortune might already be in your hands. All you have to do is look. If you're serious about uncovering the wealth hidden in your change, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join a community of people turning pennies into prosperity. Because sometimes, the smallest coin carries the biggest fortune. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny that looks completely ordinary, and then finding out it's worth more than your house, your retirement savings, and maybe even more than your wildest dreams combined. Yes, I'm talking about the 2014 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare, collectors are paying up to $9.3 million for it right now. But here's the real question. Do you have one hiding in your change jar, tucked in a drawer, or sitting unnoticed in that old coffee can in the garage? Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how to identify one, and why the market for rare coins has never been hotter. And trust me, You don't want to miss the part where I reveal the single mistake most people make that costs them millions. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your pocket change? Most of us don't. We swipe our cards, tap our phones, and maybe toss pennies aside as if they're worthless. But history shows us, over and over again, that the tiniest details can create fortunes. Take this. In 2014, the U.S. Mint struck billions of Lincoln pennies. Billions. But a very small batch came out, without the mint mark dot and OD for Denver. No P for Philadelphia. Nothing. Just a blank space where the mint mark should be. Now here's the kicker. Most people don't even notice. It looks like any other penny, which is why so many of these rare coins are still floating in circulation today, hiding in plain sight. So, if you thought the only treasure hunt you'd go on this year was finding your reading glasses, well, think again. ACT 2. The confrontation, rising tension, fear, urgency, excitement. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets serious. Recently, one of these 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies sold for a staggering $9.3 million. Let that sink in. A single cent, suddenly worth more than a Beverly Hills mansion. But here's the scary part. Most people who have one of these coins don't know it. They've spent them, given them away, or left them sitting in jars collecting dust. Imagine throwing away nearly $10 million without realizing it. That thought should keep you up tonight. So, how do you know if you're holding one of these golden tickets disguised as copper? Here's what to look for. No mint mark on the front of the coin. Just below the date 2014, there should normally be a small letter, P, D, or S. If it's missing, your penny could be a jackpot. Condition matters. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. Even small scratches can reduce the value, but even a circulated one could change your life. Verification. Professional grading services can confirm authenticity. And trust me, if you think you have one, get it checked. But wait, you're probably wondering, okay, I might have one. But who on earth is going to pay millions for a penny? Let's talk about that. Here's the truth. The rare coin market is booming. Wealthy investors, collectors, and museums are competing to own history. And when demand outpaces supply, values skyrocket. That's exactly what we're seeing now. Think about it this way. A simple penny you've overlooked for years could be your ticket to financial freedom. The kind of wealth that pays off mortgages, funds your grandchildren's college, or allows you to live the retirement you've always dreamed of. And honestly, wouldn't it feel good to walk into your bank, hand them a single penny, and say, "I'd like to deposit $9 million, please"? Now, here's where you need to act fast. Every day, more and more of these coins are being discovered and locked away in private collections. The window of opportunity is closing. So, here's what I want you to do tonight. Grab that old change jar. Go through the pennies from 2014. Look closely under the date. If there's no mint mark, don't spend it. Don't give it away. Protect it, because that little coin might just be the key to rewriting your financial future. And if you're wondering, what if I don't find one? Don't worry. In my next video, I'll reveal another Lincoln penny that's turning ordinary Americans into millionaires overnight. And trust me, you'll want to know about this one too. So what's more valuable than a $9.3 million penny? Hit subscribe, because the answer might already be sitting in your pocket. Imagine this. You're holding a simple 2003 Lincoln penny in your hand. You toss it in a drawer, or maybe drop it in a tip jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that very penny could be worth more than $9 million. Yes, you heard me right. $9.2 million for a coin that most people overlook as spare change. Now, before you think this is just another coin collector's fantasy, let me stop you right there. Because in today's video, I'm going to show you why ordinary 2003 pennies without a mint mark are shaking up the coin collecting world, how to identify if you've got one hiding in plain sight, and why missing out could mean leaving life-changing money on the table. Quick question: when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies before spending them? Most people say never, and that's exactly why coins like this slip through unnoticed. Could your worthless penny actually be your golden ticket? Stay with me, because this story is just getting started. And wait until you hear the shocking reason why one lucky collector turned a single cent into generational wealth. Act 2. The Journey. Building desire plus fear of missing. So let's rewind for a moment. The year is 2003. Millions of pennies are struck at U.S. mints. Most carry a small mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But every once in a while, an error happens, and those mint marks disappear. What looks like an everyday penny suddenly becomes a hidden treasure. Why is this important? Because scarcity drives value. Out of billions of coins in circulation, only a tiny fraction are missing their mint marks. That makes them rare, highly desirable, and worth a fortune to serious collectors. It's like buying a cup of coffee for a penny, and Starbucks accidentally hands you the deed to their entire store instead. Sounds insane, right? But that's the kind of upside we're talking about here. And here's where most people make the costly mistake. They ignore these coins. They let them slip through their fingers. Imagine cleaning out an old change jar, tossing pennies into Coinstar, and later finding out you let millions vanish, all because you didn't take a closer look. That's the kind of fear every smart collector avoids. One man from the Midwest didn't make that mistake. He spotted something unusual about his 2003 penny, and when he got it appraised, the coin was valued at $9.2 million. That's not just money, that's freedom. That's paying off your house, funding your retirement, and leaving a legacy for your children. So now the question becomes, how can you spot one of these pennies before it disappears into someone else's pocket? Act 3. The payoff and call to action. Check for the mint mark. On every Lincoln penny, look just below the year 2003. If there's no P, D, or S mint mark, you might have a rare no mint mark penny. Look for sharp details. Serious buyers want coins that are crisp, not worn out. Even a small scratch can change the value dramatically. Get a professional appraisal. Don't rely on Google Images or guesswork. A certified grading service can confirm the authenticity and value. Now, here's the kicker. These coins aren't just worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. The right one could make you an instant multimillionaire. But here's the thing. Rare coins don't wait around. Collectors are searching, auctions are happening, and opportunities vanish fast. Every day you delay checking your coins could be another day someone else cashes in. So I'll ask you again, have you looked through your change lately? Or are you letting a $9.2 million fortune slip right past you? And hey, if you find one, don't just drop it in a vending machine. Unless, of course, you want to be the world's most generous person buying someone else a soda worth millions. Remember, sometimes the path to wealth isn't about working harder, it's about being smarter. That penny in your pocket might just be your doorway to financial freedom, luxury, and a lifestyle most people only dream about. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coins. because the next millionaire story could be yours. And if you thought this penny was valuable, wait until you see the shocking coin I'm covering in my next video. Trust me, you won't believe what it's worth. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video with someone who might unknowingly be sitting on a fortune. Imagine this. You walk into your garage, open an old jar of pennies, and sitting right there is a 1964 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. To most people, it looks like just another 1-cent coin. But what if I told you that the exact coin in your hands could be worth up to $9.1 million in today's market? That's not a typo. That's life-changing money hidden in plain sight. Pause for effect. Now, before you rush off to check your coin jar, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why these coins are so valuable, how to spot the real treasures, and most importantly, how you could turn what looks like pocket change into a millionaire's fortune. And hey, if you're thinking, nah, my pennies are only good for supermarket trolleys, well, I promise, you'll think again after this video. Act 2. The Journey, Education Plus Emotional Ride. Let's step back for a moment. The year is 1964. America was in transition. The civil rights movement was reshaping the nation, the Beatles were topping the charts, and in the middle of all this change, a simple penny was minted, a penny that now holds the power to change your financial destiny. Transition to education. Here's what makes the 1964 Lincoln penny with no mint mark so rare. Unlike ordinary pennies struck in Philadelphia, certain variations, due to die errors, unique strikes, or circulation quirks, have skyrocketed in value among collectors. And collectors are not just paying hundreds or thousands, they are paying millions. Why? Because rarity meets demand. And when you mix those two ingredients, the market goes wild. But here's the catch. Every day, countless people spend or give away these pennies without realizing their worth. Some even clean them, ruining their value forever. Think about it. How many potential millionaires unknowingly threw away their fortune at the checkout line? Quick question. When was the last time you actually looked closely at the date on your pennies? Exactly. Most of us ignore them. And that's why opportunity hides in plain sight. Now picture this. You find one, you get it graded, and suddenly you're holding a check for millions. No lottery tickets, no casinos. Just a simple coin you may already own. That's why smart collectors and everyday people alike are scouring their jars, basements, and attics. Because the market value is real, and it's climbing. And if you're wondering, but how do I know if mine is the right one? Don't worry, we'll get there. I'll share the exact signs to look for in just a moment. Alright, so here's what separates the $9.1 million penny from the rest. Look carefully at the date, 1964, and check if there's a missing mint mark beneath it. Examine the details, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the condition of the coin, and any unusual errors in the strike. These details are what make collectors go absolutely crazy at auctions. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin. Without grading, your penny is just a guess. With grading, it's potentially a golden ticket. And remember, rarity plus condition equals fortune. The truth is, opportunities like this don't last forever. As more people become aware of the 1964 no-mint Lincoln penny, the competition grows fiercer. The coins are getting snapped up, and the window to sell at record prices won't stay open forever. Ask yourself this: what would an extra $9.1 million do for your life? For your family? For your legacy? For some, it means retiring early. For others, it means paying off debt, traveling the world, or finally living the life you always dreamed of. And it could all begin with a penny you've overlooked for years. And no, I'm not saying you should start tackling strangers for their change at the grocery store, but maybe it's time to check your own pocket change a little more carefully. In the next video, I'll show you the exact step-by-step process of selling rare coins safely, avoiding scams, and making sure you don't leave money on the table. Trust me, you won't want to miss that. So here's what you do right now. Grab a magnifying glass, pull out every penny you can find, and check for 1964 with no mint mark. Your millionaire future could be hiding in plain sight. And if you found this video valuable, make sure you hit subscribe, because the next coin we reveal might just be the one sitting in your pocket. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from working harder. Sometimes, it comes from paying attention to the smallest details. And in this case, it's a penny.